Imagine leaving Gotham's towering skyscrapers behind and setting sail to diverse locales as you indulge in gourmet meals and lazy afternoons finished with magenta sunsets. If you've ever dreamed of escaping the concrete jungle and taking to the high seas, there's no better time to take advantage of excellent deals and wake up and go. Whether you're seeking a quick break with your clan, a chance to spark romance at sea, or an opportunity to socialize on your own or with friends, there are plenty of enticing itineraries to choose from. To help guide you to your next voyage, we've tracked down the top cruises departing from the Big Apple in 2014. Note: cruise rates were accurate at the time of publication, but prices can fluctuate. Make sure to confirm all rates before booking a cruise. Find the best cruise for you. Best Cruises. Sail to Quebec City on the Crystal Serenity. While many cruise ships offer voyages to popular Canadian destinations, the Crystal Serenity allows guests to explore less visited ports like Halifax, Nova Scotia and Quebec City with a handful of shore excursion options. Aside from strolling cobbled streets, taking in magnificent architecture and perusing trendy boutiques, you can sign up for a crystal adventure like the spectacular Falls of Quebec excursion, which takes you to the top of the Montmorency Falls for an awe-inspiring panorama. Back on the ship, you can enjoy pastimes such as language classes and food and wine tastings before stealing away to your accommodations, which feature Aveda amenities and flat-screen TVs, not to mention ocean views. Say bon voyage beneath Manhattan's twinkling lights with a memorable meal at one of the specialty restaurants, Prego or Silk Road the Sushi Bar. Itinerary: a 10-day voyage to Quebec City, with stops in Newport, R.I., Boston, Portland and Bar Harbor, Maine, and Halifax and Sydney, Nova Scotia, departing New York on October 16. Fares start at $3,520 per person, based on double occupancy, plus you'll save an extra $950 if you book by February 28. Find out more about Crystal Serenity. Explore the Caribbean on Silver Seas. Silver Whisper. Capped at 382 passengers, the Silver Whisper affords guests seclusion and sophisticated onboard amenities, like all-suite accommodations, a swanky casino and a specialty restaurant affiliated with Relay Ice Chateau. But apart from being rewarded with VIP experiences, sailing with Silver Sea also yields access to secluded islands scattering the Caribbean, such as St. Lucia and St. Bart's. When you're not getting acquainted with the Caribbean's intriguing underwater creatures during a snorkeling or scuba diving adventure, you can get pampered at the Spot Silver Sea or delight in decadent entrees at one of 4 dining venues. Itinerary: a 10-day voyage to the Bahamas departing on October 27, with stops in Bermuda, St. Bart's, Antigua, St. Lucia, and Barbados. Vista Suites, the lowest-priced cabin option, start at $3,750 per person. Find out more about Silver Whisper. Sail to New England and Canada on the Royal Princess. There's nothing novel about a week-long cruise that visits ports in popular New England and Canadian destinations. What sets the 3,600-passenger Royal Princess apart is its imaginative onboard features, including a glass-encased walkway that stretches 28 feet past the edge of the ship and movies under the stars poolside screenings, complete with popcorn and blankets. When you're not meandering through Bar Harbor, Maine, or Halifax, Nova Scotia, you can participate in enrichment programs, like photography lessons and cooking classes, or unwind in the tranquil sanctuary. Plus, the ship houses a handful of specialty restaurants and stylish lounges, so you'll have plenty to feast on at all hours. Itinerary: a 7-day round-trip cruise from New York to New England and Canada departing October 18, with stops in Newport, RI, Boston, Bar Harbor, Maine, St. John, New Brunswick, and Halifax, Nova Scotia. Interior cabins start at $799 per person. Find out more about Royal Princess. Discover Montreal on Regent's Seven Seas Navigator with an itinerary that transports passengers to prime New England and Canadian ports, including St. John, New Brunswick, Quebec City, and Montreal. The Seven Seas Navigator allows you to explore vibrant locales in comfort and style. Aside from kicking back in your suite, complete with a king-sized bed, stocked refrigerator and walk-in closet, you can spring for extra pampering at the Canyon Ranch Spa Club or try your hand at blackjack or roulette before filling up at one of several elegant dining rooms. The ship also offers plenty of shoreside diversions, including a guided foodie tour through Portland, Maine, and a drive through Quebec's countryside that includes photo ops of the Laurentian Mountains and the St. Lawrence River. Back on the ship, you can cap off your day with a cocktail before grabbing a seat at the Seven Seas Lounge to catch a Cirque-style performance. Itinerary: a 10-night voyage from New York to Montreal on September 22, with stops in Newport, RI, Boston, Portland, Maine, as well as St. John, New Brunswick, Halifax and Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Saguenay and Quebec City in Quebec. Window suite category staterooms start at $6,599 per person. If you book soon, you can also take advantage of the line's early booking offer, which allows you to save up to $2,800 per room. Find out more about Seven Seas Navigator. Cruise to Quebec City on Holland. America's MS Eurodam, known for its refined atmospheres and broad spectrum of onboard activities, spanning everything from wine tastings at the Culinary Arts Center by Food Wine magazine to varied performances in the show lounge. Holland America aims to keep guests entertained. And the MS Eurodam is no exception, boasting an assortment of programs, including cooking classes and digital workshops. While on land, you can take advantage of enticing shore excursions, such as sightseeing tours in Boston and culinary outings in Charlottetown on Prince Edward Island. Should you choose to stay on board, claim a towel by one of the ship's pools, or for a little more seclusion, reserve a private cabana, available for a daily fee. When nighttime rolls around, cap off your day with upscale meals at specialty dining venues, like the Pinnacle Grill or Tamarind Restaurant and Silk Den Lounge. Itinerary: a 10-day voyage from New York to Quebec City departing on September 14, with ports of call in Boston, Portland, Maine, St. John, New Brunswick, Halifax and Sydney, Nova Scotia, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and Quebec City. Interior cabins start at $1,399 per person. Find out more about MS Eurodam. Take a transatlantic crossing on Cunard's Queen Mary 2. Ever wonder what it would be like to sail across the Atlantic on a traditional luxury liner? Step aboard the Queen Mary 2 and you'll experience Cunard's old-world atmosphere, along with modern allures, like an English country-inspired games deck and a tranquil garden lounge that offers afternoon tea service. Once you've celebrated your voyage by enjoying pre-dinner canapés and listening to jazz in the chart room, set your sights on the ship's top-notch facilities, which include a planetarium, a 3D cinema and the Canyon Ranch Spa Club. Sitting down for an inventive cocktail and watching the sun drift down at the elegant Commodore Club makes for a memorable bookend to a leisurely day at sea. Itinerary: a 7-night transatlantic crossing from New York to Southampton, England, departing on May 16. Inside cabin rates start at $1,099 per person. Find out more about Queen Mary 2. Set sail to the Bahamas on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas. Thanks to the Explorer of the Seas' abundant supply of onboard amenities, a rock wall, an ice skating rink and a promenade, to name a few, you'll find plenty of diversions. While in the Bahamas, you can sign up for a tour of Fort Charlotte in Nassau, get acquainted with the area's myriad of underwater creatures with a stingray or dolphin-focused expedition, or stake out a sandy strip to perfect your tan. If you're craving fewer crowds and more serenity, reserve a replenishing massage on board at Vitality Spa before laying out a towel by the pool. Regardless of how you spend your days at sea or on land, After the sun goes down, you'll have your pick of Broadway-style shows, ice skating performances and 15 bars, clubs and lounges. Itinerary: a 7-night voyage from Cape Liberty, New Jersey, to the Bahamas, with ports of call in Port Canaveral, Florida, and Nassau and Coco Cay in the Bahamas. The ship departs on March 29. Interior stateroom rates start at $529 per person, based on double occupancy. Find out more about Explorer of the Seas. Navigate New England and Canada on the Norwegian Gem. From poolside lounging to gallery strolling to cocktail swigging, the Norwegian Gem offers plenty of ways to occupy your time at sea. After getting your heart racing with rock wall climbing or upping the relaxation with a replenishing spa treatment, refuel with an à la carte meal at a specialty restaurant. Cap off the night with a comedy show or drop into one of the ship's 11 bars and lounges for some evening entertainment. Afterward, cozy up in your comfortable cabin, outfitted with a flat-screen TV and built-in vanity, among other features. Once you dock in scenic New England and Canadian ports, you can participate in excursions like trips to St. Martin's and the Bay of Fundy in St. John, New Brunswick, and cliff walks and mansion tours in Newport. RI itinerary: a 7-day round-trip journey from New York to Canada departing on October 4, with stops in Halifax, Nova Scotia, St. John, New Brunswick, Bar Harbor, Maine, Newport, RI and Boston. Inside cabin rates start at $499 per person. Find out more about Norwegian Gem. Discover Montreal on Oceania's Regatta. The main draw of a cruise aboard the Regatta is decidedly its culinary offerings. You'll have your pick of 4 open-seating dining venues, not to mention 5 sophisticated bars and lounges with varied atmospheres. But that's not all this 684-passenger ship has to offer. You can indulge in extravagant treatments at the Canyon Ranch Spa Club, attend daytime wine tastings or partake in offshore pursuits, like hikes in Bar Harbor, Maine, and ghost tours in Quebec City. For a little extra on-board pampering, reserve a private cabana, for an additional fee, on Deck 11, which features Balinese daybeds, complimentary fruit skewers and afternoon tea service. Itinerary: a 10-day voyage from New York to Montreal, departing on October 10, with stops in Newport, RI, Boston, Bar Harbor, Maine, St. John, New Brunswick, Halifax, Sydney and Saguenay in Nova Scotia, Quebec City and Montreal. Inside staterooms start at $3,499 per person, plus, you'll receive an extra discount if you book your cruise by March 31. Find out more about Regatta. Explore Bermuda on the Celebrity Summit. Wish you could escape to a scenic Caribbean locale without leaving a major dent in your wallet? This cruise offers you the chance to revel in at-sea relaxation and ample sightseeing at a reasonable rate. The itinerary includes 3 full days docked at King's Wharf, Bermuda, allowing you to partake in a variety of excursions, such as diving, snorkeling and sightseeing on island bus tours. Plus, you'll have the freedom to explore on your own and arrange afternoon tea times at distinguished fairways, like the St. George's Golf Club. And should you need a break from all that activity, you can lounge along the island's rosy-hued sands. Cap off your days under the subtropical sun with a decadent spa treatment at the Aqua Spa by Elemis or a delectable meal at specialty restaurant Xine. Itinerary: a 7-night round-trip voyage, leaving from Cape Liberty, New Jersey, on May 4, with a stop in King's Wharf, Bermuda. Inside cabins start around $500 per person. Find out more about Celebrity Summit. Cruise the Bahamas on the Carnival Splendor. If reaching the Bahamas is your goal, this Carnival ship offers a festive and budget-friendly way to get you there. Entertainment options abound, with comedy shows at the Punchline or Comedy Club, yoga and Pilates classes, and poolside movie screenings. Plus, there are a handful of onshore pursuits to pick from, including snorkeling and dolphin encounters in Nassau. Once you return to the ship, Wrap up your Caribbean voyage with an indulgent hot stone treatment at the spa or an upscale meal at the steakhouse. Itinerary: an 8-day round-trip voyage from New York to the Bahamas departing on January 28, with stops in Orlando, Florida, Nassau, and Freeport. Interior staterooms start at $389 per person. An identical voyage departs on March 25, with interior staterooms beginning at $399 per person. Find out more about Carnival Splendor,